There comes a moment in every life when time itself pauses, when silence speaks louder than noise, when the weight of who you have been collides with the vision of who you could become. That moment is a decision. Not just any decision, the decision. The one that divides your life into before and after. The one that, once made, sets fire to everything ordinary and awakens something extraordinary inside you. And make no mistake, once you make it, you will never be the same again. Most people drift through life avoiding this moment. They hide behind routine, comfort, and excuses. They let their days blur together, hoping somehow their destiny will stumble upon them. But destiny never stumbles. Destiny is claimed, and it is only claimed by those bold enough to decide. The truth is brutal, but it must be spoken. Your life right now is the sum of every decision you have made or refused to make. And if you don't like what you see, it's because you've delayed the decision that could change it all. Think of the giants who walked before us. Edison didn't wait for the perfect conditions to chase the light. He decided he would bring electricity to the world, and in that decision, failure lost its power. Lincoln decided the Union must endure, and that decision carried him through humiliation, loss, and years of setbacks. Henry Ford decided that the automobile would not be a toy for the wealthy, but a vehicle for the common man. And that decision shifted the course of history. They didn't tiptoe, they didn't half-commit, they didn't make options, they decided, and the universe moved in response. So let me ask you, what is it that you have been postponing? What dream have you buried beneath the weight of fear? What future have you delayed because you are too afraid to burn the bridge behind you? Understand this truth. You will never rise higher than the strength of your decisions. The weak decide based on convenience. The average decide based on comfort. But the uncommon, the unstoppable, the ones who leave legacies behind, they decide based on vision. And once the vision is chosen, nothing will shake it loose. That's the power of decision. It's not just choosing a goal. It's choosing who you will become in the pursuit of it. It's saying, this is my path. This is my purpose. I will not turn back. And when that moment happens, when you make that kind of decision, the old you dies. The timid you, the doubting you, the hesitant you, they all collapse in the shadow of your new identity. That's why I say you will never be the same after this decision, because once you see yourself as powerful, as disciplined, as capable of more, you cannot go back to who you were. But a decision alone is only the spark. It must ignite the furnace of belief. Belief is not a luxury, it is oxygen for your dream. Without it, your decision suffocates. With it, you become unstoppable. Every great revolution, every invention, every masterpiece was born from belief before it was born into reality. The Wright brothers believed that man could fly when the entire world laughed at them. Carnegie believed in building an empire of steel when the nation was drowning in doubt. Walt Disney believed in his kingdom of imagination when his pockets were empty and his critics were loud. Belief is the difference between those who talk and those who create, between those who wish and those who win. But belief is not built in the moments of applause. It is built in silence. It is forged when no one sees you working, when every sign says quit and you whisper to yourself, I will not stop. It is not enough to decide once. You must decide every day, every morning when you rise, every evening when you're tempted to quit. You must redeclare your decision and back it with belief. Because belief is contagious. When you embody it, others feel it. Doors open for the bold because the world is drawn to certainty. Opportunities find those who walk with conviction. Yet belief without clarity collapses into chaos. You cannot just want more. You must know what more is. You must see it so vividly that your mind has no choice but to chase it. Clarity transforms belief into direction. It cuts through confusion like a blade. It takes a vague desire and turns it into a map, a target, a destiny. Ask yourself, what does your decision look like? What does your new life feel like? Who are you becoming? What do your days look like when you have arrived? Do not say, I want success. That's a whisper too weak to carry you. Say, I will build this company. Say, I will become a leader. Say, I will master this craft until my name echoes through history. That's clarity. That's vision. That's the fire that makes the world bend to your will. And the moment you define it, with sharp edges, with detail, with certainty, the fog clears, the excuses fade, the path reveals itself. Not all at once, but step by step, because clarity breeds direction, direction breeds focus, and focus, when combined with discipline, makes you invincible. Vision is the architecture of destiny. Without it, you wander. With it, you conquer. Vision is not a wish. It's not daydreaming about what could be if everything aligned perfectly. Vision is seeing the world as it should be and deciding to shape it that way. It begins inside you, in the realm of imagination. Every empire, every invention, every movement began as nothing more than a vision. Ford saw roads filled with cars when the world knew were horses and carriages. Disney saw castles and kingdoms in swamps that no one else would buy. Jobs saw entire libraries and music stores fitting in the palm of your hand when computers filled entire rooms. They were called dreamers, fools, lunatics, and yet their visions became reality. Why? Because they didn't just see. They believed, and they acted. A vision without action is a fantasy, but a vision fused with decision and discipline becomes destiny. So, what is the vision that burns inside you? Not the surface-level goals you mention at parties. I mean the vision that keeps you awake at night. The one you're almost afraid to say aloud because it feels too big, too impossible, too audacious. That's the one. That's the seed. That's your future, begging to be claimed. And here is the truth most will never face. The size of your vision will always determine the size of your life. Small vision, small living. Massive vision, massive impact. The world will not reward you for shrinking. It will not clap for you when you bury your dream just to make others comfortable. The world belongs to those bold enough to hold a vision so large it scares them. And then pursue it anyway. So, hold your vision, protect it, feed it, because the moment you stop seeing it, you stop moving toward it. But vision alone isn't enough. Purpose is what gives vision its roots. Without purpose, vision is fragile. It collapses at the first sign of resistance. But when you anchor your vision to a deeper purpose, when your dream becomes about more than yourself, you tap into inexhaustible strength. Purpose answers the question, why? Why must you do this? Why must you win? Why must you become this person? If your why is weak, your discipline will crumble. But if your why is powerful enough, there is no storm that can break you. Think of Martin Luther King Jr. His vision was a nation where equality reigned. But his purpose was rooted in something far deeper than politics or ambition. It was justice, humanity, the dignity of every soul. That purpose fueled him through threats, jails, and hatred. Or think of Mother Teresa. Her vision was compassion. Her purpose was love. She endured decades of struggle, illness, and criticism, and yet she kept giving because her why was greater than her pain. Your purpose cannot be shallow. It cannot be just about money, applause, or vanity. Those things vanish when life tests you. But when your purpose is anchored in something deeper, family, impact, contribution, service, legacy, then nothing can shake you. Purpose turns your vision from someday into must. And once you have that kind of why, discipline is no longer torture. It becomes sacred. Discipline is the daily proof that your decision is real. Everyone wants success until they meet the price tag. That price is discipline. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. Discipline is waking up when you said you would, even when your body begs for sleep. It's saying no to distractions, no to excuses, no to comfort, because you've already said yes to your destiny. Understand this: you will not rise to the level of your dreams. You will fall to the level of your discipline. Look at any champion, any master of their craft. Behind the highlight reels and the glory is discipline. Unglamorous, repetitive, relentless discipline. Michael Jordan taking thousands of practice shots before dawn. Edison running failed experiment after failed experiment. Musicians rehearsing the same passage until their fingers bled. Discipline is what transforms amateurs into legends. It is what turns belief into results. You cannot negotiate with discipline. You cannot buy it. You cannot fake it. You must earn it by doing the work, especially when no one's watching. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop resisting discipline and start embracing it, you discover freedom. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from regret. Freedom from the chains of mediocrity. Discipline is not punishment. It is liberation. It is the bridge between your decision and your destiny. Action is the fire that forges everything. Without action, vision starves, purpose withers, belief fades, dreams rot. The world is not moved by what you intend, it is moved by what you do. You can sit with notebooks full of plans, you can visualize until your mind burns with color, but nothing changes until you take the step. Action is the great divider between the many who wish and the few who win. Do not wait for certainty. Do not wait for courage to arrive fully formed. Do not wait for the stars to align. They won't. The path never reveals itself in its entirety. It only shows itself when your feet move forward. That is why hesitation is poison. Every moment you hesitate, the old you gains strength. Every excuse you indulge, your dream drifts further away. The people who change the world are not the ones who thought about it the longest. They are the ones who acted first and refined along the way. Henry Ford built cars in barns before he built factories. Walt Disney drew sketches in notebooks no one cared about before Disneyland was born. Oprah spoke on small radio shows no one listened to before she became a voice that shaped generations. Action creates proof. Proof creates belief. Belief creates momentum. And momentum makes you unstoppable. So take the step, however small, however imperfect, because motion beats perfection, and forward is the only direction worthy of you. But the moment you move, adversity will rise to meet you. Life will test the strength of your decision. It will whisper, "Turn back. Go home. It's easier there." And it will not whisper once. It will whisper every single day. Understand, adversity is not your enemy. It is your training ground. It is the weight that builds your strength, the fire that tempers your steel, the storm that proves your foundation. Look through history and you will see it. Abraham Lincoln's path was soaked in loss, bankruptcies, failed elections, personal tragedy. But the very struggles that broke others built in him a resilience that would one day hold a nation together. Thomas Edison endured ridicule and 10,000 failures, each one a test, each one an invitation to quit. But in those failures, he carved out the persistence that delivered light to the world. The measure of a person is never how they act when things are easy. It is who they become when the ground shakes, when the doors close, when the world says no. And you must become the one who does not bend, the one who does not break, the one who looks at adversity and says, "Thank you, you will make me stronger." Because resilience is not just surviving the storm, it is using the storm. It is letting the winds of difficulty push you into greatness. When others run, you remain. When others collapse, you rise. When others give up, you smile. Because you've already decided there is no way back. This is the unshakable power that separates the masses from the masters. And yet, resilience alone is not enough. To grow into your destiny, you must learn. Learning is the ultimate advantage. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. The world belongs to those who adapt, not once, but constantly. Those who sharpen their minds as ruthlessly as they sharpen their discipline. Andrew Carnegie built his empire not just through steel, but through surrounding himself with knowledge, advisors, mentors, who knew what he didn't. Edison devoured information. Lincoln studied the law with borrowed books by candlelight. Knowledge is everywhere, but wisdom belongs to those who apply it. Every challenge you face, every failure you endure, carries a lesson hidden inside it. Most people curse the pain and miss the lesson. The uncommon extract the lesson and turn it into power. So keep your mind open. Never assume you know it all. The moment you do, arrogance blinds you, and progress stops. Humility keeps you hungry, keeps you searching, keeps you climbing. Gratitude is the compass that keeps you aligned while you climb. Without it, success becomes hollow, wealth becomes empty, power becomes poison. Gratitude is the grounding force that reminds you why you began and who you are becoming along the way. When you rise in the morning, and your first thought is not of what you lack, but of what you already hold, breath, life, opportunity, the chance to try again, you shift from scarcity into abundance, and abundance attracts more abundance. Napoleon Hill wrote that a grateful mind is magnetized toward prosperity, not because of magic, but because gratitude sharpens your focus. When you are grateful, you stop staring at the closed doors, and you notice the open ones. You stop cursing the struggle, and you recognize the strength it's giving you. Think of the builders of empires, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford. Yes, they chased wealth, but they also expressed gratitude for their vision, for their teams, for the lessons their failures taught them. Gratitude kept them from collapsing under the weight of pursuit. Gratitude gave them resilience when the storms threatened to strip them bare. So be grateful now, not someday, not when I succeed. Be grateful while you are in the trenches, while your hands are blistered, while your dream feels distant. Because gratitude in the midst of struggle is the most powerful declaration you can make. I will not be defeated. I will grow stronger from this. But gratitude alone is not the end. It must fuse with alignment. You can climb fast, but if you're climbing the wrong mountain, speed is useless. Alignment is knowing that the ladder you're scaling is leaning against the right wall. So ask yourself, are the actions you take today aligned with the vision you claim to want? Are the people you surround yourself with pulling you closer to your destiny or dragging you back into mediocrity? Are your habits shaping the person you need to become, or chaining you to the person you've always been? Clarity is not found once. It is renewed daily. Purpose must be revisited, refined, reaffirmed. Without alignment, success becomes chaos. People chase 10,000 things and never master one. They scatter their energy like seeds on stone. Nothing grows. But the moment you align thought with belief, belief with vision, vision with purpose, purpose with disciplined action, you become unstoppable. You are no longer guessing. You are executing a destiny. When Alexander the Great set out to conquer, he didn't carry 10 plans. He carried one: forward. And when he reached the shores of Persia, he gave the command that defined his legend: burn the boats, remove the option of retreat, leave no escape but victory. Alignment is burning your own boats, destroying the bridges back to comfort, mediocrity, and half-commitment, declaring to yourself and the world, "This is who I am. This is where I am going. Nothing will pull me away." And as you align, remember this: every decision you make is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every morning, you rise or you snooze. Every word you speak, in faith or in doubt. Every choice, to persist or to quit. These are the bricks building the cathedral of your life. Do not treat decisions lightly. The greatest shifts in history began with a decision. Lincoln decided that slavery must end. Edison decided that failure would never stop him. Mandela decided that no prison could break his spirit. And you are one decision away from a new life, not 1,000. One. One decision that you will no longer negotiate with your excuses. One decision that you will no longer bow to fear. One decision that you will pursue your destiny with the fury of a person who has burned every way back. That decision will shape your future more than any circumstance, any obstacle, any stroke of luck. Because when your mind is made up, nothing external has the power to defeat you. This is the turning point. This is the crossroads. And once you choose, once you declare it, once you embody it, you will never be the same again.